into the so the Tokyo Olympics, the Summer Games, right? As of this week, as of today, I think today and yesterday, no spectators at all. Not so they had originally back in what was it? Back in March, they had originally said, okay, only domestic fans can be here, right? No international travel to protect against coronavirus, and they capped the capacity at 50%. Now, as of this week, their cases apparently surged 27%. That's adding 900 new infections. And they said, that's it. We're not even going to let people come in here domestically. We're just not going to have no spectators for most of the events, especially the ones in the main cities of Tokyo. And this lockdown, these new restrictions are going to be from the state of emergency they've issued for COVID. It's going to be from Monday until August 22nd, and the games go from July 23rd to August 8th. So obviously that'll be during that time. So only the athletes, the officials, and I imagine very, very few fans are only going to be there. And they are allowing some things like some exceptions, such as any events at the cycling velodrome, which is about 60 miles outside of Tokyo, is allowed to have some fans. But pretty much most of the games, most of the events have no fans whatsoever and no international fans at all, period. So the only fans that will be there will be anyone that's domestic, of the few that will probably be allowed in anyway. And this follows the delay from last year, right? Last year was delayed because of COVID. And but don't worry, because apparently the NBCUniversal is going to air 7,000 hours of content. So you can see it all there. Apparently that's what they said they plan to do. So, you won't miss anything. But the most important part is that in 2016, the Rio Games ticket sales, about 6 million sales, brought about $1.2 billion. And when we think about how much this is going to cost, what's it called? The International, what is it? The IOC, International Olympic Committee. And that brought in a lot of revenue. After the postponement from last year, the budget for this Olympics is at about $15.4 billion. And they currently had ticket sales of about 3.5 million sales, totaling about $815 million, which is now about to pretty much go down to zero. So that's a really expensive hole. I don't know how they're going to pay for it. I don't know, any logistics on the budgeting and balance sheets of the Olympic Committee, but it that definitely seems like it's going to be a big loss. So we'll see how they can make money from that, or advertising, I hope, and draw some money in from that. But there will be no fans, no international, no domestic fans, but we'll be able to see it on TV, and that's because of COVID. So I just thought I'd bring that up.
That's going to be detrimental to that economy. Like, Olympics have been notorious for being economy destroyers, only because of how much they cost. Some of them, as in the ones who can't afford to have Olympics, who then just go out of their way to blow a bunch of money to create all their new stadiums.
Right.
The domino effects of the lower society and the.
Well, look at the Rio Games.
Yeah, no, that's why that was one of my first thoughts.
China. In Beijing, they don't even use the facilities anymore.
Right,
like everything, it's all a ghost town now. That whole place that was just popping for only a couple of weeks is now a ghost town. So it's just money that's pumped from the economy. They hope to get a return from it to boost them up, but in actuality, it's everything's Olympics just aren't good for
I have the solution.
What?
Okay, what they have to do is they have to start putting cameras on all these athletes so that everybody, each country, is able to follow them in real time, get that like first person view, and they pay to have that like virtual reality experience from their home. And so imagine like your favorite racer, right, is wearing, maybe like a small camera like on their forehead or their chest or something, and you're able to put on VR goggles and literally see as he's about to race, and boom, he's taking off, and you're right there, like looking right in the same like eye space and taking on. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing.
But I feel like they don't train wearing equipment for like a reason.
Yeah. But this is to make money. This is to make money. Are you gonna stay poor? You're gonna dump your economy right now?
Okay, well, I mean, it's not really gonna be. I don't know how much of Tokyo's money has. I don't know how much Tokyo spent on this specifically, and how much of it's the budget for the committee. But I do agree that there will be, obviously, if they planned a lot of stuff and they've been postponing it, so that does cost them a lot of money. But I don't know if people would pay for that, because you can watch it for free. You can track everything for free. To pay for the VR experience, you'd have like Usain Bolt running and the camera's like shaking. like violently, like that's my boy. You can't see anything. You're like, oh, did he win? Did he win? I thought he won. I can't see. He's on the floor. He's looking down.
Well,
I don't know.
see, that's
the camera
thing.
falls off halfway through.
The camera would have to be on his chest with an equilibrium camera, so that even when you're shaking, it's still staying like.
All right, Usain. Listen, you're gonna try and win this race. We're gonna put this $250 camera on your chest. Don't drop it. Don't break it. Or you bought it, all right? And run as fast as you can.
That's a small investment. $250 for a little camera is a small investment, and then you could have the title of A Day in the Life of Usain Bolt. How many people would actually watch that?
Living by his heart. Oh my goodness.
Well,
wow.
You could also watch him on TV for free, though. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna literally show everything on TV.
Nobody wants free. Nobody
it's
likes
like
free.
Passes.
Why? Don't you realize, like Netflix and Hulu, nobody likes free TV. They want to pay for their TV. There's still free TV, but people would actually want to
NBCUniversal will be streaming that $7,000 of content as well. So if you want to pay them,
they're still alive.
I'm sure there's a way.
You know, UFC has pay-per-view for a reason, yet people get around pay-per-view, and yet they're still profitable.
Wait, when you watch a UFC fight,
always going to be people like you, Wyatt.
But when you watch the UFC fight, you don't watch from the perspective of like the chest cam is something like because you wouldn't be able to see anything. You want to see like all the racers and
imagine they give you like the sensory so that you feel every punch that your favorite fighter is like going through.
All right, see, so when I said $250, I was obviously being satirical because we're talking a couple $1,000s that there's 11,000 athletes going to this thing.
Josh is saying a whole bodysuit.
Let's be realistic.
I want to have it mapped so you can generate a three-dimensional image in your living room and you can literally watch them run and be like, wow.
That's being
How much did you spend on this, honey? Spent $10,000 on it, but it was totally.
See, that's
they
where
spent $7.5 billion.
Like Tron suits.
$7.5 billion was spent.
I think everybody, the message here is there won't be any fans. Go watch that shit for free on NBC.
All right.
There you go.
Good message. Good message.